Right, before we start today's video, you will probably know, if you are a regular of the channel, that I have an electric car, because I've banged on about it now for ages, and I've also said electric cars are not fit for purpose. Now this morning I'm trying to charge my electric car, Instavolt there. It is 8:45 almost. We've got a BT Reach van in there charging up at Instavolt and another one on the other side as well. So there's about a 30-minute wait to charge there. So I'm going to head off to Porsche next to see what I can charge there. And we're going to go and have a look at a few different charging points along the way and see how busy they are, just to prove that basically electric cars are a waste of time. Now, before we go any further, please do not fast forward this part of the video. It is imperative, because I've said electric cars are not the future, yet governments and the powers that be still push electric cars upon us, and they do not drive them themselves. Look, for instance, at, let's say, the Prime Minister, Little Rishi, the Prime Minister of England. He doesn't drive an electric car. He gets chauffeured around in a Range Rover, a gas-guzzling Range Rover. Although saying that, his feet probably wouldn't touch the pedals anyway, so he has to sit in the back. Now that's controversial. Hey, steady on, it's only a little bit of comedy. If you're offended by it, I don't care, because I'm not woke. Anyway, moving swiftly on, also, the government, anybody in the government basically do not drive electric cars. They're chauffeured around, or they drive gas-guzzling cars. Then you've also got the President of the United States telling you to buy an electric car, yet doesn't drive one himself. He gets chauffeured around again in a gas-guzzling car. Then you've got the Mayor of London. We all love him, don't we? That's controversial. He doesn't drive an electric car. He gets chauffeured around in a gas-guzzling Range Rover. So, do me a favour, hit the subscribe button. What that will do is push this video out to other people who are thinking of buying electric cars, and then I can put them off and get them to go and buy a petrol or a diesel instead, because basically that makes a lot more sense. And also, it's not, I don't believe it's any less better for the environment. These electric cars are not as environmentally friendly as you may make out. Now, this video is about insuring my electric car, because it is January. We've had Christmas, we've had New Year, we've had the most expensive time of the year, and now it's come to reinsure my electric car. And boy oh boy, did I get a little bit of a shock, because at first my insurance company said they were not insuring electric cars anymore. However, because I am with them, and I've been with them for a while, they will reinsure me. I'm not going to mention which insurance company it is for legal purposes, but I've rung them up, I've got a requote, and I've paid for it, and it's fairly costly. But anyway, we're going to get to that shortly anyway. So, without further ado, my friends, let's go. Right, so the BT Openreach guy, he's gone now. Interestingly enough, I had a little word with him, and he said he spends half of his time now charging up his electric van, which he doesn't mind. He says, because I'm getting paid to drink McDonald's coffee all the time, which is great. So there we go. So it really doesn't work, does it? Anyway, I've got a charging point there. I'm going to put a little bit of power in, because I'm going to go around and try the different chargers along the way. Don't worry, we're going to get to the insurance part in a minute. And it's interesting, because a lot of the news stories have said that insurance companies have put their prices up for electric cars, and the reason being is, for instance, my car, the battery, to replace that battery on my electric car is £40,000 plus the fitting. So the cost of the battery outweighs the cost of the car now, because the cost of electric cars have depreciated that much. It means that the battery is worth more than the car, leaving your car basically as a write-off, and that leaves the insurance companies out of pocket. Now, it also poses the question, are insurance companies putting up insurance across the board for petrol and diesel cars also, to balance off the books for the price that they're spending on electric cars? Now, who knows? There is rumours about that, but that's just rumours. We need facts. Well, the facts are, I've reinsured my electric car, I've paid for it, I've put it on my credit card, it hurt, the price has gone up, and that's what we're going to get to. Also, as well, you'll see lots and lots of comments from evangelists in the comment section down below. Now, evangelists are absolute crazy people who love their electric cars and bang on and try and push the agenda that electric cars are the future. A lot of it is also, I found out, they're bots. They're just automated responses from the powers that be to try and counteract me saying electric cars are not the future. There are also some crazy people in there as well who do think that electric cars are the future. There's also somebody called Morag that you will see in the comments who spends hours commenting on my videos saying that I am wrong and that electric cars are fantastic. I don't know where she gets the time, probably while she's charging, who knows. Anyway, let's go and plug the car in. Oh, right, okay, so let's get charged up at Instavolt just here. Now then, what's interesting is, come on, I've just spoken to a gentleman there who watches the channel, and he said he actually has something to do with forklifts, and he said they're trying to get all the forklifts into lithium or something. I'm not into all that, but I don't know what he was saying sort of like technically, but he said they're having to have transmission lines above the forklifts to charge them because they don't last long enough. We all know that batteries are absolutely ridiculous, and yet we still get pushed into the fact that electric cars are the way forward. It's absolute madness. Right, Instavolt, there we go, that one's going. Instavolt is one of the most expensive oops, gone too far there. One of the most expensive charge points there is. There's Instavolt and GridServe. They to me seem to be the most expensive, but Instavolt are absolutely outrageous. I'll tell you the price of it. Now, what a lot of evangelists will say is, well, I think you'll find that most people who have an electric car charge at home. If that's the fact, then why is it every time I come to one of these public chargers, they're always full? If that's the fact, they'll all be at home charging. It's ridiculous. It's an argument, again, that's put out there to counteract the fact that electric cars are not fit for purpose. Right, let's get some charging. What have we got on here at the moment? 88 miles, 41%. I'm just going to put like a little bit in, go and grab a coffee, and then we're going to have a look round at some other charges as well. And then I'm going to pull over and get on about this insurance, because it was quite interesting that at first, when I rang them last year, they were not taking on any new customers with electric cars, and I think that might have changed now. It was going through a little bit of a point where insurance companies didn't want to take on electric cars because of this battery issue. Anyway, let's get charged up because we don't want to take up this charger for other people. Right, before we start, with Instavolt, you have to authorise your card. It will take a transaction off of your card. It will debit your card with £45. That is before you start. So, what am I? A credit loan company for these people that takes it off your card? A lot of evangelists say, well, you get that back. It took 4 days to put that £45 back onto my card. Now, that is ridiculous. Think of the amount of people that are charging up on these machines, right? On these chargers, and all the money that they're getting. What is that? That's free credit for them, isn't it? I think it's absolutely disgraceful. Anyway, let's get it charged up, put some charge in it, and let's see how much it is per kilowatt, etc. I believe Instavolt are one of the most expensive chargers out there. Here we go. Card acquisition. Now bear in mind, no cash, so cash is not king here, by the way. Your money is no good at these machines. It is no good at all. Worthless. Right. Please wait. Good job it's not raining, isn't it? Please wait. Come on. Could have filled up by now, couldn't I? Please wait. Here we go. Authorise it. 45 quid. Look at that. £45. Yes, I'll continue. That's now taking £45 off my card. Right. We'll press that, because that's the charger. That's the one I want. There we go. Come on then. That's the one I want. Right, I'll plug it in. There's two types of chargers here, two types of connectors. It's a little bit like Betamax and VHS, isn't it? There we go. Right, okay, so I've plugged it in. There we go. It's now, I think I've got to go and select the charger again. Gets a bit confusing. That's the one I want. I've inserted it into the vehicle already. Come on. Connection timeout. It's in the vehicle. It says it's running. Bear in mind, at this point now, I've taken about 5 minutes already. I could have just put some fuel in my car and I'd be on my way. No. Still says plug it into your car. I'm freezing. Oh, here we go. It's working now. And it's expensive. There you go. 85p per kilowatt. 85p per kilowatt. 85 pence. Blooming heck, I've said it before. At least Dick Turpin wore a mask. Good grief. Should have a little bottle of Vaseline here, shouldn't they? What about all this price for charging? These electric cars are way more expensive than just having and running a petrol or a diesel car. Should have some Vaseline there. Just bend over and stick the blooming charging point up your backside. Good, it'd be less painful, wouldn't it? Anyway, going to go and get a coffee now, spend a bit more money, put a bit of electric in, and then we'll go off and try one of the other chargers. Don't worry, I'm getting to the insurance part. It is quite interesting. I rung up the insurance company and I managed to get them to reduce the bill a little bit, the renewal amount, but they didn't reduce it that much, and they've just said that's the price now. It's absolutely obscene. People are, I think they're driving us off the roads. That's the problem. That's what they're doing. 41%. Right, anyway, output power 48.24. Right, come on, let's get in there, go and have a coffee. Right, let's get this one off charge. I've got to say, by the way, I came to this InstaVolt the other day and I was down to 1% and I managed to get to it. That charge has been smashed up on the left and the screen didn't work. I think it's been fixed since. And I charged up on this one and it took me over an hour to get a full charge in. It did give me a chance to have a McChicken sandwich and a couple of coffees though, I have to say. But I'm going to take this off charge now. Bear in mind, if I've only put £10 in, it's still going to take that initial £45 off of me, and they get to keep that for a while before crediting it back to my card. As I say, what am I, a free loan for them, a loan company? Let's get it unplugged and let's go and have a look at another charger, and then I get down to this insurance bit, because you're going to say in the comments, get to the point. What I'm trying to prove is that electric cars are a pain in the backside. They're no cheaper. In fact, they're more expensive than running a petrol or a diesel car, because these things devalue the price that I've lost on this car. This car was 120 grand, albeit for a few quid, I think, to purchase this car, because I'd put a lot of extras onto it. But also, the depreciation on electric cars are vastly higher than a petrol or a diesel car. I look in the forums for the Porsche Taycan forums, and people are, it's hurting them when they hand the car back. In fact, a friend of mine, he had a Porsche Taycan S, a Turbo S I think it is. He's just handed it back. He was paying £1,200 a month and he's handed it back, and he was something like, I think, about 32 grand in negative equity, so he had to basically, it was ridiculous. He'd got it on finance. It cost him an absolute fortune. So don't buy an electric car. Please do not buy an electric car. I'll get to the insurance bit as well, but insurance companies, shame on you. You're just taking the mickey, insurance companies. Tell we're in Leeds. Here we go. Anyway, let's get this unplugged. Right, to stop it, I think you have to put your card there again. Reading card. Come on. Freezing. Oh. Please wait. Please wait. What is it doing? Please wait. Yes. Stop the session. Right, how much has this cost me? Come on. Stopping, please wait. Here we go. Right, hang on, here we go. Look at this. Right, so it's cost me £18.50, 85p per kilowatt. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, look at the amount of time as well. That's absolutely nuts. Right, so £18.50, right, that's cost me £18.50. However, Instavolt have debited my account £45, right? And I still haven't got that back. I won't get that back now. What they'll do is they'll take that £18.50, was it £18.50 or whatever, deduct it off of that £45 that they've actually took off of my card, and in about 4 or 5 days time I'll get the remainder of that £45 back. So I'm loaning Instavolt money for 4 or 5 days. That's free money for Instavolt. Now you think the thousands of people that are using Instavolt, they're having your money, they're playing with your money for days. That's free money. It's like us giving them a loan, a free loan. Let's get back in the car. Absolutely, well, I need to unplug it first, don't I? Drive off with that connected to it. Shame on you, Instavolt. Shame on you. How can I get this out? Come on, I've unlocked the car. There we go. Come on. Oh, there we go. Got it. Pop it back. Right, come on. Onwards. Right, okay, so I think what we'll do next is we'll just go to Ionity now, which is subsidised by Porsche. I won't go to Porsche and charge up there because it's rather expensive. I can get a free coffee, but then again it costs me more for the electricity. So we'll go to Ionity. That works out a lot cheaper, and then we'll go through the insurance costs, etc., and I'll tell you exactly what it's cost me to reinsure my car this year compared to last. And it is quite interesting, as I say, because insurance companies are increasing their costs across the board. And as I say, it does pose that question: are they increasing their costs for petrol and diesel users as well because of the money that they're losing from people who have electric cars? Anyway, let's get on the road. Come on, onwards. Right, so as I say, Ionity next, and then we'll go through insurance costs, etc. But what I'm trying to make a point of here is that we're just having electric cars rammed down our throats. In fact, do me a favour, if you've not got YouTube Premium, you'll see that there's a fair amount of advertisements on this video. Are any of the adverts for electric cars? Because I've been told that there is lots and lots of electric car adverts within my videos, and it seems to be that the EV manufacturers are advertising on my videos to counteract my negativity about electric cars. That is interesting, so let me know in the comment section down below. As I say, if you don't mind, please do hit the subscribe button and share this video on social media, and also give it a thumbs up. But hit the subscribe button for me, because that then pushes these videos out to YouTube. Their algorithms say, yeah, this video is doing really well and it's getting lots of subscribers from it, so we'll push the video out even more. That pushes the message out to people about electric cars. And I have actually changed people's minds about buying electric cars. Somebody was going to buy a VWI D4 or something, I think it was, and a Polestar, and they've changed their mind. One of them was going to buy an electric Mini, and they changed their mind and said they're going to buy petrol instead. So every one person that I can stop from buying an electric car is another one chalked up for the win, because at the end of the day, as I say, think about this. The powers that be are telling you to drive electric cars, but they aren't, right? They're not driving them. They're driving petrol cars or big diesel cars, but yet they're telling you to get a petrol car or get an electric car. And that is all about control, in my opinion, because eventually we'll be driven off of the roads, and that's how it will be, because we all know batteries are terrible. Anyway, let's get to Ionity. Let's sit down and go through these insurance costs, and I'll let you know exactly what it's cost me to insure my car this year compared to last. Right, I am pretty sure, in fact I'm 100% sure that you will agree with me about Instavolt, right? 45 quid they've took off my card there, right? And kept 20 odd pound of my money that they should have given me back. So they're playing with my money now for 4 or 5 days. That should be made illegal. That should be made illegal. I know a lot of these companies have to take money off your card because they have to check that your card is there and it's live, but they've only got to take 1 pence off of you. Who dreamt up? I know, I'll tell you what. Let's have a laugh with these EV users, shall we? They've obviously got money to burn buying an electric car in the first place. Let's take £45 off of them, and even if they only got to charge up with like £12, we'll keep the rest and play with that for a week. That's in our bank accounts. Shame on you, Instavolt. Shame on you. That is wrong. I've now got £45 debited on my card for the next few days, and you are playing with my money. Now that is wrong. Right, okay, so here we are, Leeds Skelton Services and Ionity. Now, Ionity are pretty good. I've had good experience with Ionity. However, that's because I go to them all the time because they're subsidised by Porsche, and it costs me less to use them. So I use my Porsche charging card, and it costs me, it's quite cheap actually. It's relatively cheap anyway. Cheaper if you have a diesel, obviously. Now, which side's my fast charger? On that side. So there's 1 space left. There's 6 chargers and 5 cars on them at the moment. So hopefully, if this one is working, then I am in luck. We can charge up, and I can tell you exactly how much my insurance was on my car. Here we go. Right, get close as we can to it so I can get it in. There we go. Okay, right, let's get charged up. So 127 miles, 59%, 9:51 AM. Let's turn the milk float off and let's get this thing charged up. Come on. Right, come on, no time to waste. Well, actually, I'm an EV user, so I've got loads of time to waste, haven't I? Right, put that there. That's it. Hopefully that should work. It's not saying anything. I'm hoping because nobody's on this one. It's always a bad sign when it's busy and there's one free. You think, maybe it's not working, it's out of order, but we'll give it a go. Right, there we go, let's pop it in. There we go, pop the charger in there. Start. But I've already authorised payment once, do it again. Preparing to charge. Setting up communication with the car. Come on. Whew, it's a bit chilly, I have to put my coat on. Right, come on. Preparing to charge. This is the bit where your stomach turns. Will it or won't it? Charging. There we go. It is charging. We're in business. Oh, right, I'm going to put my coat on. Then we'll head over, get another coffee. Because that's what EV users do, isn't it? They have coffee all the time. It must be like this. Just drink that much coffee. Right, so we'll get a coffee and then we'll go through the charges on reinsuring my electric car. There's a pylon over here, right overhead. Apt, isn't it? Right, come on, let's go and get a coffee. Should have shares in Starbucks and Costa Coffee and McDonald's, shouldn't there? Got myself a pan au chocolat and a skinny latte, another £5 off. Mind you, I'm still seething about that money that Instavolt has still got on mine. What do you think they're doing with it? Right, so I'll take my coat off and then we'll go through some costings. I did read a little article, actually, I think it was in Auto Express. Here we go, Auto Express, that's it. And it says, why is electric car insurance so expensive? EV versus ICE cost analysis. I'll put the link to this in the description down below. And it says, we're looking to claims that electric vehicle cars face higher insurance premiums than ICE equivalents. And it also goes on to say then, this was in 22nd of November 2023, so very recent. It says, it sounds like bad news for electric car drivers. Headlines in newspapers claim owners are being quoted up to £9,000 to fully insure family SUVs. £9,000, that's absolutely insane, and are having to pay thousands more to get cover compared with drivers of petrol and diesel ICE cars, internal combustion engine. Even the experts have rung alarm bells. Comparison site confused.com says the average EV insurance quote has soared by 72% in the past year. Big names such as John Lewis have even suspended sales of policies covering electric cars. But is there really any truth behind the headlines? Well, I'm about to expose that now and tell you exactly what it's cost to insure my car, which is a Porsche Taycan all-electric car. And bearing in mind, it is a prestige car, it's a sports car, so you'd think it's going to cost me a heck of a lot of money. Right, anyway, I'll put the link to that in the description down below. So, I rang my insurance company earlier on this year and asked them about insuring my car, and they said that they were not taking any more clients on to insure electric cars at the present time. However, I've been with them for many years now, and I also have house insurance with them as well, which I've just put on for my new house, so I've insured my house with them as well. So I've been with them now, must be, wow, it's got to be over 10 years, I think. So I've always insured my car with them, and they said because I'm a current customer, they'll give me a reinsurance quote for it. So here we go. Are you sitting down? Okay, so last year to insure my Porsche Taycan was £593.59. Now that is fully comprehensive, obviously, and also that is with a £2,000 excess. So if I have an accident, I have to pay £2,000 excess for the car as well. So that's my excess on it, which is a high excess, really. You can pay it by direct debit. I've paid it in one go on my credit card. This year my insurance quote was, and I got it back, and it was going to be £1,081, which is quite an increase. However, I rang them and I said, that's ridiculous, I'm not paying that, can you do any better? They said, has anything changed? I said no, but I've had my house insurance, which I've added onto it now, and they gave me a better quote. So I managed to get my insurance quote down for my Porsche Taycan, fully comprehensive again, still a £2,000 excess, for £774.26. So last year it was £593.59. This year it is £774.26. Now, I also said to her, I said, is that because, and is it because it's an electric car? And she said no. She said insurance costs have gone up across the board, which they have, because Sarah's just reinsured her VW Golf diesel, which I believe is about 15 year old, and hers has increased as well, quite significantly as well, for a car of that age. And so it seems to be across the board that insurance companies have increased their prices. It does pose that question. A friend of mine who works in insurance over here in the UK, he works for a large insurance company, has said that they've had a lot of issues with electric cars because it's costing them so much to if the cars get into an accident, and they're having to basically write off most of the cars because of the cost of the batteries. So it poses that question. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Are petrol and diesel users being punished for electric cars being in accidents, etc.? And is that why our insurance costs are going up? Is it down to electric cars? Let me know in that comment section down below. Anyway, my Pano Chocolat is getting cold now, and I've had it warmed up, and we're going to go back to the car and see exactly. I'm going to try and put as much charge as I can in my car, because it's pretty economical for me to use Ionity with my Porsche charging card, as you will see. Anyway, tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. It's imperative that we push this video out to YouTube and educate other road users and people who are thinking of buying new cars not to buy an electric car. Let's just put an end to all this madness. It's ridiculous. Right, let's try this out. It's a chocolate croissant, isn't it, basically? Wow, well, I have to say, Ionity is charging it really quickly. I do like Ionity. I think out of all the chargers, you've got Ionity, you've got Instavolt, you've got GridServe, and I have to say, Ionity for me are by far the best car chargers there are out there, the public chargers. But there's just not enough of them. Ionity, if you're watching, put more chargers out there, because you really have. I think you've about got it right. You are the best of a bad bunch, let's say. Not much of a compliment, that really, is it? Right, come on, it's almost charged. I've got to say, very quick chargers these. Be interested to see how much this one's cost me as well. Come on. Right, come on, let's get it unplugged. There's an MG over there, Morag, who watches the channel, scrutinises the channel. She'll be getting excited over that. MG, have you seen the new Mini, by the way? The back of the new Mini, the all-electric Mini. I loved the Mini Cooper. What have they done to it? I think it's built in China now, isn't it? I mean, who's designed that? It looks, you've took what is an iconic car and you've ruined it again. Unbelievable. It seems to be the thing, doesn't it? Electric cars, just make them look crap. Unbelievable. Right, 98%, that'll do. Stick my coffee there on the car. Somebody's going to have a go at me for that, aren't they? Can't believe you put your coffee cup on there. Right. Stop. 99% now, actually. There we go. Unlock the car. Okay. Charging session completed. You have charged 0 hours 34, so 34 minutes and 34 kilowatts. So let's get this unplugged. Right, let's unplug that. Okay, there we go, and pop this back, and then let's go and have a look how much it's cost me. Right, come on. Right, back in the car. Hey, I tell you what, somebody's had a tin of Iron Brew Extra down here, look. What's Iron Brew Extra? I don't know what that is, I've never had that. I've had Iron Brew Extra. Let me know in that comment section. Let's get in the car and let's get back on the road. Well, you're not coming with me this time actually, but I'm going to tell you exactly what this has cost me. And Ionity, as I say, subsidised by Porsche, it's a lot cheaper. I'm still naffed off about Instavolt taking my money anyway. I won't keep going on about it. Just the best way to vote is by your feet, isn't it? And don't use them again. But you sometimes have to. Just get in the car. Right, okay, so do you know what? Ionity, that is really good. So it 34.96 kilowatts, started at 9:53, finished at 10:28, so duration was 34 minutes. Actually cost me £10.49. So to be fair, that is very, very good. But as I say, that is actually subsidised. It's a 350 kilowatt charger there as well. Ionity, got to take my hat off to you. I think you are fantastic. The only downside to it is that there's not enough Ionity charging points over in the UK. If you're in Europe or in the rest of the world, do you have Ionity there? I mean, they have it. They even look better charge points as well. It looks fantastic. We need more Ionity. Anyway, that's all from me today. I've let you know my insurance cost for the car, etc. Which, to be fair, if I'm entirely honest, across the board, it's not as expensive as I expected it to be. It has gone up, but then again, every insurance quote has gone up across the board. But is that because of electric cars? Please don't buy an electric car. Honestly, I think I've shown plenty of times on this channel how inconvenient they are and not fit for purpose. Also, have a look in the comment section down below. You will see lots of evangelists in there talking bad about me, giving negative feedback, saying that I'm lying and I'm not telling the truth, and that's not how electric cars are. You'll find that a lot of them, if you click onto the usernames as well, that they're fairly new accounts, etc., or there's no videos on there. It seems to be that a lot of them are just set up for bots. Some of the people are actually real. You've also got Morag on there, who keep an eye out for Morag, by the way, because she is the ultimate evangelist, and she's always commenting on my videos, and they're not just like 2-line paragraphs, they're lengthy paragraphs of why I'm wrong, and waxes lyrical about electric cars. Honestly, I mean, be kind to her. Do be kind, because I believe she is a real person. So there we go. That's all from me today. Please do share this on social media, give it a thumbs up, and please do hit that subscribe button. It is important that you hit the subscribe button. It shows YouTube that you've interacted with it, and it pushes this content out to YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.